7. When she walked into the cold, drafty chapel that afternoon, Father Michael was already concealed within the confines of the confessional box. Katherine sighed with relief as his concealment bought her a few more moments of anonymity. Her stomach knotted in anxiety. Would he recognize her voice as soon as she spoke? She couldn't think about that possibility now. The sheer desire for answers heavily outweighed any thought of not going through with her plan. She pulled back the heavy red velvet curtain and stepped inside the narrow space. Her heart thumping in her chest, she knelt on the pew and took a deep breath to steady herself. The curtain was so thick that as soon as she pulled it shut behind her, she was encased in complete darkness. The strong smell of frankincense threatened to overpower her senses, but helped to calm her nerves a little. There was an odd comfort to the smell. It reminded her of the early weekday mornings when her mother had insisted upon dragging her out of bed at an ungodly hour to hear the 6 a.m. service being said before the day had even begun. She let out a huff of breath that she didn't realize she'd been holding, shaking her head to clear the memories that were threatening to come to the surface. Everything was silent in the confessional for a few moments, and she wondered if Father Michael had perhaps not heard her enter. She shuffled awkwardly on the seat to let him know she was there, and the wooden shutter snapped open, causing a sharp noise to echo through the box. She couldn't make out his face clearly, but knew it was Father Michael from the outline of his shadow on the wooden wall behind him. She gulped. She had been so confident with her plan earlier in the day, but now she wasn't so sure. She reminded herself why she was there, and, adopting the role of a young girl asking for absolution, she began. "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. In the eyes of others I have been asking blasphemous questions." Katherine rolled her eyes. She tried to make her voice sound regretful. She tried to tread with caution here in case Father Michael completely shut down and refused to speak with her. "And have you, my child, have you been asking such questions?" Father Michael asked. "No, I don't believe I have. I've only been asking about why someone appears to be playing the chapel organ every night around 3 a.m. Father Michael gasped. His shadow moved on the wall in a jerky fashion. "My child, this really isn't the place to speak of such things," he said, anxiety pitching his voice high. "I strongly urge you to—" "I know that you see what happens here," Katherine interrupted. "The missing orphans. I saw you bless yourself from my window last week when the caretaker disposed of a body during the rainy spell. The remaining children are too afraid to even speak in case they draw attention to themselves. Nobody wants to risk it in case something happens to them. Oh, and let's not forget Sister Nora's absurd fascination with the crucifix she wears. You must have seen it too, hurling and tugging at the chain on her neck like a woman possessed. And that odd darkness in her eyes. You have the answers. I know you do. I am stuck in this orphanage with nowhere to go. The very least you can do is let me know what darkness lies within these walls." Father Michael began muttering and blessing himself with a string of rosary beads. He let out a deep sigh. "Like I said, this isn't the place for this. But I will give you what you seek," he whispered. "After the 9 o'clock service tonight, meet me in my chambers. It should be safe to talk there. In the meantime, my child, for your sake, it would be best to not utter a word of this to anyone. Try to remain as discreet as you can." Katherine didn't respond to Father Michael, but out of habit, she blessed herself before exiting the confessional box. At last, he'd explain everything to her. For now, she had to be patient.